All right, so now that we have the data.csv file stored into memory by placing it into a variable called dataset, so now what we want to do is, get the x column in one variable and the y column to another variable so that we can apply it into our machine learning model. So how are we going to be able to do that? I mean, the x and the y columns are all together combined in one variable called dataset. Well, that's very easy. What we're going to do is kind of like slice this part out and put it into one variable called x, and then slice the y column and put it in another variable. How do you do slicing? Well, that's very simple. By using a nice library from pandas, which is really an attribute. So it's provided us from pandas. So you just say dataset. So that's where x lives. But we don't want the entire dataset. We want part of it. We want to slice a part of it. So we'll use the indexer called ilog, this attribute. And the way this works is that you give it a range. You give it a range of rows that you want from the data set and the range of columns also. So this is how it works basically. You put a colon, you start with a colon and a colon. I'm just giving you can start in any way that you want, but I'm just for the purpose of demonstrating this. So here is really the side where you're going to put the number of rows that you want, and after this comma, this is where you're going to put in the number of columns you want. So before the comma is the range of rows, and after the comma is the range of columns. So let's see, what is the range of the rows that we want from the X column? Well, we want all of them. We want all of them. So there's a difference between saying we want all of them and we want the from 0 to 62, right? Because 0 to 62 is, telling it explicitly that you want from 0 to 62, right? So you can say from 0 to 62, right? So that's the number of rows that you want. But what about, that you don't want to maybe there's like 3,592 columns, or there's like 346,732,000, you don't want to keep on putting in the explicit numbers in there, but you just want to say all of the numbers from the beginning till the end. How do you do that? Well, basically, you don't say anything. So putting nothing means I want everything. It means I want from the very beginning till the end. So that's going to give me all of the rows. Now, what about the columns? The columns, I want to say that I want only the X. So there are many ways to do this, but I'm just going to show you one cool way, which you'll understand why we want to do it in this way later on when we have more variables that we're dealing with. But just for now, just as a way so that you can understand how this works, then if you put in -1, so what is this telling you? It's telling you I want everything from the beginning because I didn't explicitly say anything here. So from the beginning range, I'm saying everything from the beginning till -1. So -1 means really the one before the last column. The one before the last column is here, well, it's just 0. So this tells you I want from 0 till the one before the last, and it's going to be X. And later on you'll be seeing that when you have so many different number of columns, when you have so many columns, you want to keep counting. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you know that the Y is just the last one. So you know what? Give me from the beginning till the one before the last, because I know the last one is my Y variable, right? So that's why we're just going to use it from now on here like that, so just to get used to it. All right. All right. So if we run that, right, and then try to look at the information, you'll see here that you have from the beginning till the end. Now, like I told you before, if you also put from 0 to the range, the end range, and now the end range is actually 63 and not 62, because you always include, you don't include the last one. And the last one is 62, so if you want 62 as well, you'll say 63. So let me run that again, and then run the X again, and you'll see that it is from 0 to 62. Now, let me just to show you that if you put 62, thinking that, I want from 0 to 62, and like I said, the end range is not included, you'll see here that it is not included. It is not included. It'll be up to 61, right? So let's say that we want everything for the y, all right? And now let's also do the same thing for the y column. And it's going to be basically the same exact thing, where we want here the y column, and that is located in the first, it's from 0, 1, so it's included in the index 1 column, and we want all the rows as well. So very easy. We'll just say y equals to dataset.iloc, and then all the rows, right, comma. Now we want basically number 1 column. We want the first column here, right? So that's going to be done like that. Now, one thing is that it's good to put here values, because we want to tell it we want the values of this. We want the values of the data, of what's located in this sliced information. Okay, so very good. Now you put y, and you'll see here, you'll get this. Okay, so now you have the x variable having the information in the x column, right? And the y variable containing the information in the y column. All right, very good. So now what we want to do is split this data here that we have in this data set into a training and test set. And we'll be speaking about that in the next video.